So you might like to lay on your backs and settle into your space, taking some nice deep breaths, getting really nice and comfortable there. Taking a deep breath in and feel your chest rising, and as you breathe out, feel it falling, tuning into your breath. Moving your left hand onto your heart. I invite you to soften your eyes. It's landing into the space. Leaving behind the busyness of your morning. The next hour is for you. Today's focus is the heart chakra. Heart chakra is the energy center for love. This is our fourth chakra that we have been exploring. So week one we did the root chakra right at the base of the spine, and then a little higher up the sacral, and last week was the solar plexus, and then this one's the heart, and we've got 3 more after this, which was the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra. We're working on cleansing each of our energy centers to help us feel happy and well. The signs of a blocked heart chakra can be immunity system problems, respiratory system, or circulatory system. And in our yoga today, we're going to practice some heart opening asana, the half camel with our back bending, the bridge, and a warrior one with our heart opening, as well as up dog and boat pose. So lots of opening through the front of the chest, opening through our heart. We'll do a little meditation on our heart chakra, and we'll think about a mantra for the heart chakra, which is, I live with an open heart. So as you go through your yoga today, just keeping that in mind. We're opening up through our heart and taking that through with our yoga practice today. So I ask you to bring your attention to your breathing and have your left hand placed on your heart. Visualize the air coming in to your lungs, filling your lungs, feel your hand rising, and breathing out the air, emptying out of your lungs and your chest falling. With each breath, slowly expand your breath so that each time you take in a little more, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Relaxing into your space, focusing on your breathing, extending it a little more each time. Feeling the earth underneath your body as your chest rises and falls. Feeling supported by the earth underneath your heels, the back of your legs, your lower back, your upper back, and the back of your head. Visualize the ground and notice a green ball of energy at the base of your spine. It's emerald green, and this ball is the most beautiful jewel that you've ever seen. Like a child, you reach out your hand and gently wrap your fingers around the green ball. As slowly as you can, begin dragging the ball up along your spine towards your heart. This jewel is for your heart. As you rise up along the spine, repeat this affirmation. I do not take this jewel out of jealousy, for I am generous. I do not take this jewel for myself, because I am loved. I take this jewel for my family and friends, because it will delight them as it delights me. I am loved. Repeating this as you drag the ball up your spine towards your heart. I do not take this jewel out of jealousy, for I am generous. I do not take this jewel for myself, because I am loved. I take this jewel for my family and friends, because it will delight them as it delights me. I am loved. When it reaches your heart, breathe in and see the jewel grow bigger. With each breath, it grows and grows, growing the jewel so that everyone in your life can have some. Just breathing in and out, just growing that jewel, taking another 5 or 6 breaths. As the jewel gets bigger and bigger, it expands to cover your whole body and your whole aura. And the green is filling up the room and all around you. And when you're ready, rolling to one side. And then come into a seated position as we open up our yoga practice. So thank you for being here today. You're here for yourselves and also supporting each other. Let's bring our hands to our heart in Anjali Mudra. Taking a big breath in and then breathing out all that doesn't serve us. And another breath in, and we'll open with an Om. Om. And then coming to all fours. So we start to move our body, opening up our hands and having our knees underneath our hips. We're going to inhale and lift our chest. And exhale, bringing our spine up towards the ceiling. Just gently noticing the spaces in between your vertebrae. Gently moving. All along your vertebrae, right up towards your shoulders and your neck. Just taking a breath in and out. Just gently warming up the body. Let's do 3 more rounds. And then taking your knees a little wider out towards the sides of the mat. Bring your buttocks down to your heel, lifting your chest up nice and tall, and then walking your hands forward into child's pose. I invite you to scan your body, feeling where this position is stretching you. You might notice it in your upper thighs or your lower back, your shoulders. As you take a breath in and breathe out, bringing your forehead down towards the mat. Relaxing into the pose, letting it open up through the lower back area. Taking a big deep breath in and a big breath out. Stay here for 3 more breaths. Just relaxing into the pose. And then coming back up onto all fours. And we're going to thread the needle, opening up through our chest and upper back. As we inhale, we'll take our right hand towards the center of the mat a little. And we're going to start on our left side. As you inhale, lifting the left hand up and opening up through the chest and the upper back. And exhale, bringing that left hand down and threading it underneath the right and hovering it. And inhale all the way back up again. Really opening up, letting the heart chakra shine through. And exhale, coming down and threading it under. Hovering the hand. And then on our next inhalation, raising up and then taking the shoulder and the arm down to the mat and take the right hand forward. So opening up through the scapula on your left side. Let's take 3 long deep breaths here. Stretching the deep fascia through the left scapula in the shoulder. And 1 more breath here. Inhale and bring your hand back to the mat. And we'll take it to the other side. Bringing your left hand in slightly. And then as you inhale, take the right hand up towards the ceiling. Take your eyes with it. So you're really opening up through the chest and twisting through the upper back. And exhaling, threading it under. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, threading the right hand under the left. And then on this next one, inhaling all the way up, opening up through the heart. And exhale, bringing the right arm down to the mat and dropping your shoulders and your ear down to the mat. Taking the left hand forward. Feeling a deep stretch through the right scapula this time. Staying here for 3 long deep breaths. Relaxing into the stretch. And 1 more breath. And then inhale, bringing your hands back to the mat underneath your shoulders. And bring the front of your body down to the mat into a Sphinx pose. So we've got the front of our legs and the top of our feet down on the mat, bringing our hands underneath the shoulders. And we're going to inhale and lift up. So it's just a gentle pose as you lift up, bringing your shoulders back and down and squeezing through the buttocks. And exhale, bring your forehead back down to the mat. And then inhale, lift the chest, lift your gaze. Bring your shoulders back and down, squeezing through the scapula. And exhale back down. Go through 3 more rounds at your own pace, using your breath to initiate the movement. Really opening up through the chest, lifting your heart. And we'll do 1 more round. And then coming back into tabletop. And we're going to take our opening of our chest 1 step further. So this time we're going to go into an upward dog. So we're going to take our hands a little forward, bring our hips down towards the mat. So we've got our hips up off the mat here, and then we're going to exhale and we're going to bring our body, turn our toes up, turn them under and come up into a downward dog. So we're going to move through an upward dog and a downward dog. Inhale as you come into your upward dog, raising your chest and raising your gaze, and then rolling your toes over and coming into downward dog. Let's go 3 more rounds at your own pace. Just nice and slow, big deep breaths, stretching out through the chest and the lower back and the legs. And then as you come into your last downward dog, taking your feet a little wider than the mat and walking your hands up towards your feet. So you end up in a forward bend with a wide stance. Let your body hang here, let your head fall heavy and your chest fall heavy. As we open up the vertebrae in our back, just a nice gentle inversion. Scanning your body, noticing where this stretch is on your body, just feeling the back of your legs and your lower back and your shoulders opening a little more. And then and on your next inhalation, bring your hands all the way back up into a mountain pose, and then hands back to Anjali Mudra. Nice. Okay, so just give your body a little shake. Let's give this dog a little bit of movement here. She likes yoga. Okay, now we're going to go into a warrior one. So we're going to take our left foot out slightly and step forward with the right foot. And we're going to inhale. We're going to lift our chest, and this time we're going to take our hands behind us and open up through the chest. Have our right leg bent. So really opening up through that heart area, the chest area. Feeling quite a bit of strength through the thighs on both legs, so keeping the legs nice and strong. Taking 3 more breaths here as you gaze up towards the ceiling, really opening up the chest and squeezing between the shoulders. Feeling an opening through the left hip flexor. And then lengthening out the right leg and bringing your chest forward. Bring your hands down towards the mat. Now, if you have a block, you might like to place the block just on the inside of your right foot into a triangle pose. We're going to inhale and lift our left hand up towards the ceiling, opening up through the chest. Take the gaze up towards that left hand into triangle pose. Feeling a deep stretch through the back of the right leg and opening, feeling a twist and opening through the chest. Taking 2 more breaths here. Settling down through your breathing. Nice strong legs to let you balance. And then bringing the left hand back down towards the mat. And the inhale, bring both hands back up and then back to Anjali Mudra. And stepping back. Give your legs a little shake, and we'll take it to the other side. So right foot slightly turned out on the mat. Step forward with the left foot. Taking your chest up towards the ceiling, gazing towards the ceiling. Bending the left knee so the knee's over the ankle. Bringing your hands back behind you, opening up through the chest and bringing your shoulders back and down, squeezing through the scapula. Taking 3 breaths here. Nice and strong through the feet and the legs to keep you balanced. And 1 more breath. Taking your chest forward and bringing your arms forward. Placing the left hand just inside the left foot. And taking the right hand up towards the sky. And take your eyes up with the right hand. So you feel a nice twist and opening through the chest and a stretch through the back of the left leg. Taking 2 more breaths here. And then bring the hand back down. Inhale, coming up. And then giving your body a little bit of a shake. We'll do a couple of rounds of sun salute next. So we're going to come up to the top of our mat, take the energy level up a little higher, move our body a bit more. So coming to the front of the mat with your feet fairly close together, hips and shoulders facing forward. Going to inhale, lift and lengthen our arms, gazing up, and exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift the chest and lengthen through the spine and the legs. And then exhale, stepping back into a high plank. Now, from this point, you can take your knees to the mat if you wish, or you can stay up on with your knees up, slowly bending your arms and lowering your body to the mat. And then inhale, lift up, lifting the chest into an upward dog, tucking your toes under and coming up into a downward dog. Bringing your eyes, your gaze forward and stepping forward into forward bend. Then inhale, lift your arms all the way up, stretching up and coming back to Anjali Mudra. Okay, let's do 2 more rounds. So you can do it at your own pace or you can do it with me. So inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, stepping back into high plank. And then exhale as you slowly lower your body down to the mat. And then inhale, lift through the chest, raise your gaze. Tucking the toes under to downward dog. Take your gaze forward towards your hands, then step forward into a forward bend. Lift your chest and lengthen the spine. And then exhale as you hug your chest to your legs. Inhale, come all the way back up. 1 more round. Starting to get a little warm. Lift and lengthen. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the heart. And exhale, step back into your high plank. And then exhale as you slowly lower your body down to the mat. And then lift into an upward dog. Raising the chest and the heart, tucking the toes under. And lift the hips up into a downward dog. Take your gaze to your hands and then step forward into a forward bend. Inhale, lift your chest, and then exhale, hug your knees into your chest. And then inhale, bringing your arms all the way up to the ceiling, and then hands down to Anjali Mudra. Nice, feeling a little bit more energized now. from here, let's just take a couple of deep breaths, and then we're going to go into our balancing pose for today, which is a tree pose. We're going to start with the right foot, so opening up through the right toes, moving your hips just in a little circle so you feel all the contact points underneath your right foot. And when you're ready, we're going to lift the left foot up either to where the calf is or above the knee, whichever is right for you. So bringing that left foot into place, finding a gaze point to help you with your balance, and then bringing your hands to Anjali Mudra. And we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Just contemplating the heart, the opening of the heart, and visualizing that beautiful green ball. And one more breath, and then release. Nice. Just give your feet a little bit of a shake, and then we'll take it to the other side. So again, this time opening up the toes in the left foot and moving your hips around, feeling all the contact points on the left side. Find your drishti point or your gaze point, and then getting the right foot, picking the toes up and either placing it next to your calf, or you can go a little higher up, whichever works for you. Bring it into place, keeping your gaze. Oops. And then bringing your hands to Anjali Mudra, taking some nice deep breaths, focusing back onto the heart chakra and that green, beautiful green heart color. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And 1 more. And then release. Okay. Nice work. So the balancing sometimes is a bit tricky, and it's usually better on one side than the other. We're going to take our feet nice and wide now, as wide as you can comfortably take them. And we're going to do a wide-legged forward bend. So we're going to inhale, lift our heart and lift our arms. Take your gaze up to the ceiling, really stretching up nice and tall. And exhaling, we're going to take our hands forward and bring them down to the mat. Now you might be able to toe, heel, walk your feet a little wider, having the hands placed down on the mat and bringing the crown chakra, having the crown chakra pointing down to the mat, releasing your body, letting it fall forward, letting your head feel heavy. You might be able to have your elbows a little bent and feeling through the back of your legs a nice deep stretch, and also feeling a stretch through the lower back. We're going to stay here for 3 more deep breaths. Another gentle inversion. It's great for the circulatory system, reversing the circulatory system and the lymphatic system. Just relaxing into it and focusing back onto your breath. And pressing your hands into the mat, just walking your toe heel a little, bring your feet in a little closer. As we inhale, a slight bend in your leg and lifting your hands all the way up, lifting your chest and bringing your hands back to Anjali Mudra. And taking a couple of breaths here. And then toe heeling your legs back up, give them a little shake. And we're going to come down to the mat now, onto our back, into a bridge pose. So this is another back bend and opening up through our chest. So feeling the ground underneath your body, underneath your feet and your hands and your back and your head. You're going to inhale, lift up through the hips, and gently bringing our hands together, clasping underneath our lower back, and then walking our shoulders a little bit together, squeezing through the scapula, lifting up through the hips as high as you can. I invite you to scan your body and see where you feel in this one. Feeling a nice deep engagement with the earth underneath your feet and your shoulders and your head. Having your hips coming up as high as you can and stretch right through the front of the body. And feeling it stretch through the shoulders, and it's quite strong through the thighs. Taking 3 more deep breaths here, really squeezing through the buttocks. Heart is open, pointing up towards the ceiling. And 1 more. And then slowly release your hands and lower your spine down to the mat like a bike chain. And then hugging your knees up to your chest into Apanasana. So this is a reverse. So this one's like a forward bend to really help to recover from the backward bend in the bridge. Moving into the lower body, lower back in circles, or backwards and forwards, whatever your body needs. And then placing your feet down onto the mat. Take your hands out from your shoulders, straight out. We're going to do a little twist here. Taking your knees to the right and gazing to the left. Just staying in the twist for about 3 breaths. And on each exhale, allow your body to surrender a little more into the twist. Releasing any tense parts of the lower back. And then on the next inhalation, bring your knees back to center and your eyes to center. And on your exhale, take the knees to the left and gaze to the right. Feeling a deep stretch through the right side of the body. Taking 3 long, deep breaths here. Relaxing and surrendering a little more into the twist on each exhalation. And then inhale, bring your knees back to center. Hug them back into chest, into Apanasana. Rinsing out the twist that you've just done. And then coming back up to tabletop. Just giving your body some circles. Just getting some nice movement into your back and into your shoulders and hips. And then go in a circle in the other direction. Just taking some deep breaths as you do it. And then from here, we're going to stand up on our knees. And we're going to go into a half camel pose. We're going to bring our left hand to our heart. And we're going to slide our right hand down to our lower back. As we lift our heart up towards the ceiling, gazing towards the ceiling, sliding the right hand back towards the heel. That's it. Just taking 3 breaths here. So this is a really deep heart opening pose, really opening up through the chest. And 1 more breath. And then squeezing the buttocks and bring the chest back up to center and bring the right hand back to Anjali Mudra. And from here, we're going to bring our buttocks back down to our heels, take our knees a little wider, and raise our chest and walk our hands forward into child's pose as a counter pose to the back bend. Bringing the forehead down towards the mat. Taking 3 long deep breaths here. Feeling a deep stretch through the back of the legs and the lower back. Walking your fingers a little forward, feeling a little bit more stretch through the shoulders. A couple more breaths here. And then walking your hands back up. And we're going to go into a high plank from here. So we're going to open up through our hands and lifting our feet up, resting on our toes, lifting our legs up. And on a count of 5, we're going to slowly lower our body to the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And from here, we're going to bend our legs and just take them from side to side. You can bring your forehead down to the mat. Just rinsing out the lower back a little more. That's it. And then we're going to go into bringing our hands and our feet out in front of us and behind us. And we're going to lift our chest and we're going to bring our left hand, sweep it around, bending our left leg and sweep the left hand around to hold on to our foot. And then we're going to inhale and pull the foot back and lift up through the chest into a half boat pose. Taking 3 breaths here. So stretching that through the front of the left thigh and through the arm and the chest. And then we're going to release the left hand and sweep our right foot back and take our hand back to the right foot. And we're going to inhale, lift up through the chest and taking the foot away from the body. Getting a nice stretch through the chest on the right side and the arm and through the right thigh. 2 more breaths here. And then keep the right hand on the foot and take the left hand back, bending the left foot till you've got them both. Good. Okay, now we're going to inhale. We're going to lift our chest and take our feet away from our body into a full boat pose, and we're going to stay here for 3 breaths. So you might rock a little bit. As you inhale, you rock your chest up, and as you exhale, you'll notice your chest fall. Let's go 2 more breaths. So this is our peak pose for today. This is really opening through the chest and the heart, and then coming back down and releasing both hands and bringing your hands underneath your forehead. Just taking a few deep breaths here, just resting. Coming back to the heart chakra, surrounding yourself in that beautiful green light. Taking 1 more breath here. And then coming back up onto your knees, bringing the buttocks down to your heels. Chest up nice and high, and then we're going to walk our hands forward into child's pose. This is a good counter pose for the back bend that we've just done. So bringing your forehead down towards the mat, surrendering into your breath here and letting your spine rinse out. And then coming onto your back, and we're going to take our legs up. So you might like to have your legs up the wall or up a table or a chair or something, or a bed that you have there in that room. So you can, if you want, you can pop a bolster or a block or a cushion underneath your lower back, or your hands under your lower back, and lifting your legs up into the air. Just feeling very grounded. Your whole back is supported by the earth. Legs up into the air. Moving your feet in little circles. Just loosening off any tension that you may have. Nice and light on the legs. Taking some deep breaths. I'm going to stay here for 10 breaths. You might like to take your feet out wide. Or you can come into a half shoulder stand, which is great. If you're in a half shoulder stand, you're supporting your hips with your hands and walk your elbows together a little bit. And then all of us bring our soles of our feet together with our knees out wide in a butterfly. Just taking some nice deep breaths. If you're in a shoulder stand, you might like to lengthen through your legs and slowly lower your feet over your head into a plow pose. You might like to take your hands forward to reach your feet. I'm going to take a few more breaths here. And then slowly lower your body down to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. And we're going to come into Savasana. We're going to have a silent Savasana this time. Just resting here for 5 minutes. So getting yourself nice and comfortable. You might like to have a bolster underneath your knees to support your lower back. You might have a blanket that you want to put over you. If you have an eye pillow, you can put that on. Now we're just going to rest gently into Savasana. So resting, contemplating your heart chakra and your mantra, I live with an open heart. Distilling all the beautiful energy of your yoga practice right throughout your body. Welcoming the feelings of bliss. Cocooning yourself in the beautiful color of green of the heart chakra. Knowing that your heart chakra is cleansed and spinning beautifully, supporting your immunity system, your circulatory system, and your respiratory system. Just taking deep breaths and relaxing into your Savasana. As you slowly come back into the room, stretching your arms and your legs, slowly rolling to one side, and you can stay there if you wish to rest a little longer or come to a comfortable seated position. Thank you for being here today with your beautiful yoga energy. And remember that we all need to live with an open heart. Let's close our space with an Om, taking a deep breath in and breath out. Another deep breath in. Om. Bring our hands to our forehead for kind thoughts and to our lips for kind words and to our heart for a beautiful, kind heart. Namaste. Nice. How's everybody feeling?
Good, thank you. It was lovely.
Oh, good.
Very good. Thank